Hello, my name is Angitha.
My name is Alice.
And this is our app, GovContact. So what you can do with GovContact is you can enter in your address and you can receive a list of all government officials associated with your address. For example, here is a random address. So this is a list of all government officials associated with that address. From here you can see the national level, Senate, House of Representatives, then the governor, lieutenant governor, so on and so forth. You can even see city, town, and clerks, mayors, registrar of voters, any officials that are associated that the API call has returned. Another function of our app is that you can view bills. Currently, this is implementing the ProPublica Congress API, so you can only view these bills at a national level. Here you can view these bills, you can view them according to how recent they were, like this. And you can also search for them. For example, taxation. And you can search these bills. And you can also click on any one of these and have a profile show up. So here it says the bill number, which committee it's in, what the sponsor's name is, topic, introduction date, and the full title. And here's also a link to the congress.gov page. This is in the Chrome app of the emulator, so it's not showing, but it does take you to the congress.gov page. And lastly, you can click on any of these people and you can have it take you to a profile page. Now here, it takes the picture from the API, so if there's one missing, it sets the default at whatever party the person is associated with. And here are the two buttons where you can either email them or phone them. This person doesn't have an email associated with them, however, you can phone them and have it take you to the phone client where you can call them. And to see how this works for email, let us pick someone who has an email. And the Gmail app isn't set up on this one either, but it would take you to a Gmail where you could type in what you'd need to type in and send it to them. So this is our code for the app. So here you can see the search activity. This is the activity that opens upon initialization of the app. You can put in your address into the field and click the search button for it, the submit button for it, in which case it will produce a new getJSON object right here, where the getJSON will, in the background, take your string arguments and make the API call necessary to get the JSON result of whatever you're trying to find. In this case, we're calling the Civic Info API from the Google APIs, and that would return the result of all your officials. And once that's taken, it's put into the repredaptor.java, where it takes a list and it creates the view holders for all the lists, and those view holders are then entered into the main activity.java. And that's how you can get the bills. From here, you can click to go to the rep profile activity, where it will get the official and it will set up the profile and the intents to go to the email and to the phone. On the other side of this app, so this is the flip side of the app, where you can also look for bills at a national level. So the search bills activity can be accessed from the button either in main activity or the button in search activity. And once you come here, you can either look at recent bills or you can search for bills according to whatever query you enter. So what happens here is that it makes a getJSON object right over here, and in the background it makes an API call to the ProPublica Congress API, and it returns all the bills according to that. And you can see here that you have to request a property for the API key, so on and so forth, because the ProPublic Congress API has a different method than the Google Civic Info API. So once this stuff is, the JSON from the endpoint is gathered, then what happens is that it goes and gets parsed through the bill JSON, and then it gets set up into bill adapters right here, and then those adapters are put into the bill recycler view, and this bill recycler view allows you to scroll through the bills and select whichever bill that you want, and that will take you to the bill profile. So that is a general layout of how all the activities go. Another important thing to keep in mind is that we also had to make sure that the official was pulling the right URL, got the right drawable picture that was associated with them, that it was also a parcelable object, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to move officials or bills through class to class, activity to activity. So we had to implement the parcelable interface and so on and so forth. And here are our resolutions for all these things. As you can see, we had the search, and this is how the recycler view looks. It looks very plain right now, but this snippet is what goes into the recycler view for it to work. Yeah, these are our profiles basically. And so for the amount of work that went into this, especially on both of the partner sides, is that Alice was the one who made the majority of the framework for what was to happen, I guess. She wrote a lot of the basic XML, and then she also wrote some of the the classes in a basic format. And then I was the one that went back in to make sure that it was detailed, that it worked together, and that each piece was actually functioning. And that's the amount of work that went into it. We didn't exactly divide it into, like, she did all the XML, I did all the code. We did both sides of it. So, so that's our app, GovContact.